Triple H bringing back the Fiend, Scarlett threatens Roman Reigns, Vince McMahon's reaction to Miro getting uncomfortable during Lana's kissing scene rehearsal disclosed. Sasha Banks reacts to a creepy fan, Brock Lesnar named the Thanos of professional wrestling. Let's jump right into our first story. Brock Lesnar named the Thanos of professional wrestling. AEW star Claudio Castagnoli believes Brock Lesnar is Thanos of professional wrestling. Brock Lesnar has been a dominating force in the world of sports for over 2 decades. From WWE to UFC, the Beast Incarnate has won major world titles in every promotion or squared circle he ever stepped foot in. Lesnar was last seen at SummerSlam 2022 where he lost to Roman Reigns. Castagnoli, who recently won the ROH World Championship, is having the best year of his career. He joined AEW after his departure from WWE and became a member of Blackpool Combat Club. Speaking to Bleacher Report, Castagnoli named Lesnar as the Thanos of professional wrestling. "I think it will probably be Brock Lesnar," said Claudio Castagnoli. "It would be interesting to see Lesnar play the part of Thanos if the film was made under WWE Studios." In 2014, Castagnoli was one of the hottest commodities on the planet when it came to professional wrestling. After a lengthy United States Championship run, the Swiss Superman was ready to win the world title. He became the inaugural winner of Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale at WrestleMania 30. After Mania, Castagnoli aligned himself with Paul Heyman and left the Real Americans. The two worked as a pair for months, but the duo went their own way when the Beast Incarnate returned to the company. Speaking to Chris Van Vliet, former WWE superstar, speculated on why the pair went their separate ways. "I can speculate. I think Paul said the same thing, that he was put out there to talk about Brock Lesnar ending the streak and I was the tool because I could wrestle. It was an excuse for him to go out there and talk about Brock. Brock came back and I stopped being with Paul. It was a series of unfortunate events for me. Looking back, it was a great learning experience. I got the chance to wrestle great guys and to be out there with Paul Heyman and watch him do his thing," said Claudio Castagnoli. It would have been interesting to see Heyman manage to advocate for the Swiss Superman and the Beast Incarnate at the same time in near future. Do you think Cesaro should have won the world title in WWE? Sound off in the comments section. Sasha Banks' reaction after a fan came close to her while taking a picture. Sasha Banks recently made a fan's day with a wholesome gesture during her appearance at the Chicago Comic and Entertainment Expo. It's been about 3 long months since the Boss and Naomi walked out of WWE Raw due to creative differences. The duo recently made a rare appearance at C2E2 2022. Banks took tons of pictures with her fans, but it seems like they were told to keep their distance while taking pictures. A fan approached Banks moments before taking a picture, and the C2E2 staff apparently told her to keep her distance. Banks immediately told the staff that the fan was a friend of hers. The fan shared the heartfelt story on her Twitter handle and was excited over Banks calling her a friend. It was a natural reaction to come close for the pic. Staff was like, whoa, but Queen said it was okay, this is my friend. Putting that on my resume moving forward. Mercedes' friend, the fan wrote. Sasha Banks is one of the greatest wrestlers of her generation and has done quite well for herself over the past decade. She is a multi-time women's champion and one of the most popular female stars at present. Banks boasts millions of fans across Instagram and Twitter. In 2018, the Boss spoke to Sports Illustrated and shared her honest opinion about her fans. Check out her comments. "I honestly have the best and craziest fans ever. My fans stand up for me and they've been there for me since day one. That comes with WWE, we have the most dedicated fans. There are so many people you can gravitate to, whether it's me, or Bayley, or Charlotte. We have this great connection with the WWE Universe, and it's amazing that I can do this every week. It's a lot of fun, especially with the best fans in the whole world," Banks said. Banks' sweet gesture towards her fan was met with massive praise from the wrestling community. It remains to be seen what's next for her. With Triple H at the helm of creative in WWE, the possibility of the Boss return can't be ruled out. What are your thoughts on Sasha Banks' gesture towards her fan at C2E2? Sound off in the comments below. Vince McMahon's reaction to Miro getting uncomfortable during Lana's kissing scene rehearsal disclosed. According to former WWE superstar Lana, Vince McMahon wasn't happy with Miro getting uncomfortable while she and Dolph Ziggler rehearsed a kissing scene. In 2015, Miro, Lana, and Dolph Ziggler were involved in a romantic angle on WWE Raw. The storyline required the latter two to kiss each other on WWE TV. In a backstage moment that Lana dubbed very weird, she had to practice the kissing scene with Dolph in front of Vince McMahon and Miro. On the latest edition of the Sessions with Renee Paquette, Lana opened up about the same and revealed that Miro was getting uncomfortable during the backstage rehearsal. A week later, we got called in. It's Ace, Vince, Dolph, and Miro. We had to practice the kiss and Miro is turning red in the corner. Vince is like, what? We're all adults. What's the problem? We're all adults. It's professionalism. Don't be weird. So we do it. And Vince goes, no, way slower. He doesn't fully kiss Johnny Ace, but he gets like this close. She continued, I mean, it was hilarious. Dolph is dying. That's why we went so slow in that segment. I recently watched it with one of my friends, and I was like, this is so slow. But everyone was like, You look so innocent, like you've never done it before. And that's what Vince was going for. He wanted it to be innocent, like she had never kissed anyone before. It was very weird, said Lana. Last year, Lana's WWE run ended, and she was let go by the company. She revealed that she received a text message from Vince McMahon shortly after getting released. As per Lana, the former WWE chairman thanked her for her work ethic and contributions to WWE. In turn, she thanked Vince McMahon for everything he did for her. As for the storyline with Ziggler, Lana, and Miro, it didn't go anywhere and was soon dropped after Lana suffered an injury. 4 years later, Lana and Miro were featured in another romantic angle, this time with Bobby Lashley. The angle saw her leaving Miro for Lashley and the duo getting married on Raw. However, the storyline ended as the Almighty allied with MVP following Backlash 2020. What was your reaction to Lana's romantic angle with Dolph Ziggler? Did you enjoy it? Sound off in the comments below. Scarlett threatens Roman Reigns. Scarlett has sent a cryptic message after her and Karrion Cross returned during the closing segment of this week's episode of WWE SmackDown. The couple confronted Roman Reigns upon their comeback. Cross and Scarlett made their WWE debut in 2020. The former is a two-time NXT champion and has shared the ring with the likes of Ciampa, Damian Priest, and other prominent names. By November 2021, the Stanford-based company had released the couple. Upon his return on Friday Night SmackDown, Cross also took out Drew McIntyre ahead of his undisputed WWE Universal Championship match against the Tribal Chief at Clash at the Castle in the UK. Taking to Twitter, Scarlett shared a photo of herself and Cross with a 5-word message. "Our life is a movie," she wrote. Fans were pleasantly surprised when they saw the couple return to the blue brand and the promotion in general. In reaction to Scarlett's tweet, the fans once again showed their support. One fan even suggested that Cross could soon become the Universal Champion by dethroning Roman Reigns. While Cross was a dominant force in NXT, things didn't go smoothly on the main roster. His debut match on Raw ended in a 2-minute loss to Jeff Hardy. He was separated from Scarlett and saw a gimmick change before getting released. Following his departure from the company, Cross returned to Major League Wrestling for the first time in 2 years. He also competed for New Japan Pro Wrestling. At NJPW Lone Star Shootout, Cross lost to Minoru Suzuki before beating Yuya Uemura at Collision. Were you happy to see Scarlett and Cross back on Friday Night SmackDown? Sound off in the comments below. Triple H bringing back the Fiend. After Karrion Cross made a shocking return on this week's SmackDown, WWE fans are pleading with Triple H to bring Bray Wyatt back as well. Cross was released back in November of 2021 in a wave of talent releases citing budget cuts. However, with Triple H now in charge of creative and also having been assigned as the EVP of Talent Relations, it seems the game has used his powers to bring him back. The former NXT champion made an emphatic return on last night's edition of SmackDown along with his partner, Scarlett Bordeaux. Cross made quite an entrance as he attacked Drew McIntyre and had Scarlett Bordeaux place an hourglass in the ring, sending a clear message to Roman Reigns. With fans seeing the recent returns of released stars such as Dakota Kai, Scarlett Bordeaux, and Cross, they're demanding that Bray Wyatt be added next to the list of returns. The Eater of Worlds was one of the biggest superstars on the roster back in 2020 and became incredibly popular with the WWE Universe with his Fiend character. Fans have been clamoring for Wyatt's return ever since his release in July 2021. Now that Vince McMahon has retired and Triple H is in charge of creative, it could be the perfect opportunity to bring him back. However, the WWE Universe has more requests to bring other stars back along with Wyatt to stack the roster once again. The teases of a return from the new face of Fear have been sporadic, and some fans pointed out another, with him liking a tweet of Karrion Cross's return. The world title scene has gotten even more exciting with the latest edition of Karrion Cross in the mix. The shock return saw him send out a threatening message to the Tribal Chief with an attack on his Clash at the Castle opponent. According to Fightful Select, it's been reported that Cross could likely be inserted into the Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre feud. Another pitch has also been made for Cross to challenge the head of the table in a match for only one of his world titles. The report further stated that the USA Network is demanding that a top title be featured more on Raw. This could be back to Toins now appearing less frequently on shows while having a hold over both world titles. Do you want Bray Wyatt to make a return to WWE? Should Karrion Cross be the next challenger for Roman Reigns? Sound off below.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me,